Interruption versus permission marketing. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Yesterday we discussed how all businesses are technically sales businesses. They all have to do with sales. Today I want to talk specifically about a concept of sales that I think throws a whole lot of people off. And that's the idea of permission versus interruption. And this all comes from a guy named Seth Godin. Now, this isn't the book I want to talk about. This is another good book that he has called Tribes, which is pretty decent book. Has the audio book version of it. I have somewhere the audiobook version of Permission Marketing, but I don't have the cover for it. So there you go. Seth Godin, though, is the guy I'm talking about. He wrote this book called Permission Marketing back in '99. I heard it back in '07. '07, '08, something like that. And it was introduced to me by my friend Greg. And Greg, if you're out there, you're a tough guy to get a hold of. If you're out there and you're listening to this, give me a call. We got to have some coffee sometime. We're not that far away from each other, for crying out loud. So, Permission Marketing was the name of this book. And at the time, the book was what, 8 years old, and it didn't seem like that was that old, and it really wasn't that old now. It was 21 years ago, that he wrote this book. But it's just as important now as ever. And let me give you the basic synopsis of it. It's been a while since I've heard it, but the basic idea, and he's really the one that coined the term permission marketing. Now it's used all over the place. But he coined it because, and he also coined interruption marketing, which was how he described most marketing going on and how we really view most sales as an interruption, as something, as Dan Kennedy calls uninvited guests. That's what sales is to a lot of people. It's the commercials on TV. It's commercials everywhere, basically. It's all interrupting your life. Even the billboards are interrupting your drive and your scenery. They're interrupting to tell you what they want to talk about. That's interruption and interruption marketing. In terms of sales, all sales are viewed this way. Everything from the worst case scenario of a door-to-door salesman to telemarketing, which now tends to only exist in B2B, but still, it's still there. It's all interruption. It's all interruption marketing. And nowadays, even what was considered permission marketing at one time is considered interruption also. So if you go and you sign up for an email list, if you sign up, maybe you're signing up to get something from them, something free, a free report, whatever, the typical type of way that you end up on an email list. After a while, you've given them permission. That's what permission marketing is. You've given them permission to market to you. But after a while, it becomes an interruption because you're no longer interested. And so you're getting these emails and it's interrupting when you're trying to get to the other emails that you want to do. So everything gets viewed in this interruption terms, but really permission is what you're looking for. You're looking for permission to have the conversation with people. And this isn't just a marketing. Seth Godin talks about it in marketing terms, but it is across the board within sales, within the entire world of sales. Everything needs to get to the permission side of things versus just interruption. And it's all in how it's viewed. I mean, if you think about it, it's extremely subjective. So if you're interrupting with something that somebody wants, then they're okay with it. They haven't granted you permission, but they're okay with a message that's well timed. This is why, Facebook and everybody listening to you through your phones and then putting things in front of you that you're interested in, that's why they get away with it, because it is convenient, even though it's creepy. So they do it. It's pretty out in the open. They're very open about the fact that they do this thing. They don't publicize it, but it is out there. Okay, they're doing everything they can to read your mind so that they can give you what you want. That's modern day marketing. Now, at the same end, you've got people involved in all those businesses that on top of what you want, they want to give you what they think you should have also. But that's a whole nother topic for another time. But it's good to understand where you're coming from and looking at your marketing and your sales for your business. How much of it is interruption marketing, which is still it's still necessary, it still has a reason for being there, and how much of it is permission marketing? How much it is it permission based sales? How many? And really, what it all comes back to that same conversation that we talked about, which is getting in a one-on-one conversation with your ideal audience, getting to talk to them. That's the form of permission that we're talking about. We're just talking about getting a back and forth going. How much of your marketing fits those terms? How much of, if you've got live salespeople, either in person or over the phone or over online, if you've got salespeople, how much of what they're doing is permission based versus interruption based and trying to shove your product and services down their throat as quickly as possible? It works. But what kind of long-term relationship are you building here? And what is the likeliness that they're going to continue buying from you time after time after time again if that's the way they were introduced to what you're working on? So it's just a couple different ways of looking at this same thing. I want to go a little bit deeper into my personal philosophy, and this covers sales, marketing across the board. We're going to go over that tomorrow. Hopefully you'll come back and join us for that, because this stuff gets deep, but we can have some real solutions for you and your business. We'll get into that tomorrow. Check out brianjpombo.com for other talks that we've had going all the way back. We're coming in on 400 eventually here. 400 talks in the can. You can check them out at brianjpombo.com. Find them video or audio. You can listen to our podcast. And you can also check out the Amazon Proof Strategy session, which is all about how to eliminate competition in your field. Go and check out brianjpombo.com/Amazon. That link is in the description wherever you happen to be watching or listening to this. Hey, you have a great night. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and just let the magic happen.